What's up, everybody? It's your favorite chef from the 1973 podcast, Chris, and we're back here to cook another Italian recipe. And today we're going with meatballs. Probably going to throw them in some sandwiches, make some nice meatball sandwiches. You could toss them in spaghetti, however you want to do it. And I'll show you the ingredients. All right, for the meat, I like to use a combination of beef and pork. Just helps get a nice texture to the meatball. All right. We're going to use a half onion, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, 6, whatever's there is good. Again, we're going with a little bit of Rayo's homemade marinara. It's worth the buy, believe me. $10 a bottle, just do it. Some fresh sharp cheddar. The good old Parmesan Reggiano. Got a nice fresh block here. Yes, it's not cheap, but it's good. We're going to actually stuff them with ricotta. So, you don't have to. You can stuff them with cheese if you want. But I'm going to stuff them with a little bit of ricotta. 1 egg. Some rosemary. Some thyme. Fresh basil. Fresh parsley. And I don't have fresh oregano, so we're going with this crap. But that's alright. 1 loaf of bread. Some milk. Crushed red pepper. Salt. Pepper. Alright, I'll be back once I get chopping and mixing this stuff all together in this nice little fancy bowl here. First things first, get your meat in the bowl. Next, we're going to rip apart that bread into little pieces. And we're just going to dredge it with a little bit of milk. Let that get nice and moistened up. Alright, we minced up our garlic, our onion. We're going to throw it in that pan with a little bit of olive oil. And cook it on like a low to medium. You just want it to sweat. You don't want to get all crispy and burnt on you, okay? So we got our garlic sweating and onion sweating in here. It's almost done. Looking pretty good. While that was working, I chopped up the parsley, the basil, the rosemary, and the thyme. Again, I don't measure, guys. You can kind of look at the amounts. A little bit more parsley, second basil, a little less rosemary, and just a touch of thyme because that's strong. Listen, you shouldn't have to measure. A chef creates, a cook makes. Don't forget that. You'll learn as you go along. Here we go. We got some nice translucent onions and garlic. I'm going to throw that right in the pan with the bread. Give that a good stir. Make it a nice smushy little mess. And now it's time to throw all this in a bowl. So, dried oregano, because I didn't have fresh. Black pepper. Salt. A little bit of the crushed red. We don't want to go too crazy. Shredded cheese. Parmesan, 1 egg, your bread mixture with the onions and garlic, and then the fresh chopped herbs. I'll show it to you when it's all mixed together. Bam, there it is. Beautiful. Look at all that flavor. You can just tell by looking at it. Meatballs are always tough to know if they're seasoned good enough. You can try one out by cooking in a little bit of olive oil, which we're going to do to all of it. We're going to roll them all up, cook them into olive oil. I mean, I trust my experience to know that this is going to taste amazing, so I'm not that worried about it. But if you're not sure, cook one up, try it out, make sure it has enough salt and whatever. Another very important key to a good meatball, guys, do not overmix your meatball, okay? You don't want it hard as a rock. You want that nice, soft texture, moist. Moist is key to a good meatball. All right, I'm going to roll all these up. We're going to throw it in that pan there with olive oil, cook them on all sides, and then throw them in some sauce to cook the rest of the way. We'll show it to you when it gets on the stove. All right, meatballs are all rolled up, ready to go in the pan. I'm just waiting for the oil to heat up a little bit. I was going to do the ricotta stuffed. I'm in a time crunch here. I work 2 jobs. I work 3rd shift on one of them. I got hockey practice tonight. I'm a little busy. I needed to cut a few minutes, make this a little quicker. And but if you want, get a little piping bag, put some ricotta in it. All you do is inject the meatballs like you were injecting, chicken breasts with some kind of marinade. Just put a little bit in the center, or you can put a little blob of cheese in the middle and just roll the meatball around. And here it goes in the pan. 22 beautiful little meatballs. I'm gonna grab each one by one, right in the pan. Make sure you leave some room for separation. You don't want them all smushed together. You could probably get this done in 2 batches, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. And when they're done, they're going right in there. That's my saucepan. You don't need that much sauce. It's just enough for them to continue to cook and steam in there. And yes, I threw some more fresh basil, because basil is great. And if you're upset about the ricotta that I did not stuff in the meatballs, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Go tell your mom about it. And here they are, guys. Meatballs starting to come out. Gonna take them, drop them right in that pan. That sizzle. I can't wait to try these. Get going. Once it's in the pan, just give it a little stir lightly. We don't want to smash them up and wreck them, right? We want them to stay balls. Again, like I said, they're nice and tender. We like tender balls, not hard, dense meatballs, okay? All right. We're going to put them in some bread, throw some cheese on it, and then throw them in the oven. And I'll show you that before I get there. All right. Check it out. I know we have the tendency of cutting sub-rolls down the side and making a sandwich. You don't want to do that for meatballs. You want to make like a cup for those meatballs to sit in. All right? So you cut them right over the top. See here? Cut them right over the middle of the top of the bread. Spread it out. Dig your fingers in there. Okay? Now we got nice wide open breads. We're going to grab the balls, throw them right in. These should easily fit 5. Make sure you get yourself a nice sub roll too. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to cover that bad boy with cheese, and I'm going to add a little bit of green peppers because I said so. All right, so I was going to put green peppers in these meatballs on top, but I have another chef in the house. His name is Rylan, and he apparently used it up to make his own fresh pizza yesterday with fresh pizza dough. So, this is what we got. I'm going to cover it with cheese, a little sprinkle of Parmesan, and we'll throw it in the oven. Look at those things. I'm going to plate them, give them a shot. Okay. All right, there it is, guys. Finished up with a little sauce on top, sprinkle of parsley. You got some extra Parm cheese, go for it, throw it on there. Give this a try. What did I say from the beginning? Texture of the meatball is most important. That thing just melted in my mouth. Try this recipe. Promise you, you'll like it.